Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We're talking on Tuesday, August 19th. Happy Dinger Tuesday, everybody. The Dong Report is back in your life. I'm going to have 6 total players on Dong Watch for today. Of course, going to give you my 3 favorites if that's what you would prefer to do, or if you want to do what I do and spray the board, you can do that as well. We're coming off of just an absolutely incredible day yesterday. Thank God. It had been a while since we had really cashed out like this on the Dong Report. So it's really nice to have a day like this where it happened. We got 4 of our 7 players to hit home runs. Thank you to Lindor Sosa, Michael Harris, Riley Green, and Vinny Pasquantino, aka Pasquatch, for hitting home runs. Just an awesome day yesterday. Whether you only played the favorites, you did make money yesterday, granted not as much because the favorites yesterday were Michael Harris, Carpenter, and Laureano. So we went 1 for 3 on our favorites and 3 for 4 elsewhere, which is why I like to spray the board, because it's really hard to pick and choose favorites, is what I've learned over the course of the season. But just an awesome day yesterday, again, that we really needed. On the entire year, brings our profit up over the 4-unit mark, up 3% ROI as well on the year. Those numbers aren't incredible, but it's been good since June 21st. We're up 10.92 units. And if you're following me lifetime on the Dong Report, we're up 83 units. Now, 2023 was an awesome year for home runs, and I played them more heavily than I do now. I put 1 unit on home runs, which I kind of learned my lesson and don't suggest doing. 2024, not so great. 2025 is what we're at now, but confident in how things are going, confident that we're going to continue this run, and we can get into it. So for today, some juicy weather games at Coors, which I don't have anything at Coors. Sometimes I feel like I play Coors a little bit too heavily, trying to find plays because it's at Coors Field. And I think only 1 home run was hit yesterday, and it was by, I think, a no-name, if I remember correctly. I do have a play here, and actually don't have anything in the rest of the green games. I was close to taking some players, but decided not to force it. Gonna have a play in the other non-green games. Mostly agreement from Weather Edge. They really like the Braves game. I'll have 2 plays there. That makes sense because the temperature is kind of hot and the humidity is pretty high. They both don't like the Cubs, which is fine. I'm not playing that. They both Ballpark Pal really likes the Angels. Weather Edge more so has it as neutral. And the Nats game is more so neutral as well, and I will have a couple plays there. We can get right into it. Might as well just get started. Play number 1 is Francisco Lindor. He is also the first of my favorites. And then I'm also taking Juan Soto as well. So I'm taking both of these players on the Mets. The price on them, Lindor is plus 400, both at FanDuel and 365. And then Soto is plus 325 at Bet365. The biggest thing for these 2 players is they're going up against Jake Irvin. And Irvin is an absolute dong ball type of pitcher. On the year, he's given up a home run every 20 at-bats. But you look at his righty versus lefty splits, home run every 24 at-bats to righties, every basically 18 to lefties. But the biggest thing here is look how much worse his numbers got from righties to lefties. We see like some above average, some below average, and then you look at against lefties, it's almost all bad. Barrel rate, almost 10%. Hard hit rate above 50%, which is terrible. Fly ball plus line drive rate is pretty high, all with a low strikeout rate. Granted, that's the case on both of these. And then you look at the last 6 weeks for Jake Irvin, just to see how he's done recently. It's been worse. Home run every 12 and a half at-bats to lefties over the last 6 weeks, which is truly a despicable number. And then you look at these players on the Mets. I'm not going to say Soto's on fire. 7 hard hits and 2 barrels over the last week is acceptable. Lindor is the one who's on fire. 12 hard hits, 4 barrels over the last week for him. Those are really, really, really good numbers. You look at the last 2 weeks, it looks a little bit better for Soto with 14 hard hits and 5 barrels. So the hot streak for Soto was closer to the end of this 14-day stretch. What I will say is Ballpark Pal loves the matchup for both of them. Plus 10 for Lindor, plus 10 for Soto. And I believe they both have some success against Jake Irvin as well. I will admit, I might be coming around a little bit to batter versus pitcher. I say a lot that I'm not a batter versus pitcher guy, but it seems like the plays that have come through have a good batter versus pitcher history. So I think I'm coming around a little bit. And they both have a decent history against Jake Irvin. Soto took him yard earlier this year, and then Lindor has a lot of at-bats and a lot of success against him. 1 home run, but 2 doubles and that have just been smoked. So I will say from a pitch mix perspective, it looks better for Soto. Like Soto hits the changeup, the sinker, the curveball better than Lindor does, and they both hit the fastball pretty well. So from a pitch mix perspective, it's better for Soto, but from a hot batter perspective, it's better for Lindor. I'm taking both. I'm not going to pick and choose like I tried to do at the beginning of the year and felt like I always chose wrong. So plays number 1 and 2, 2 players on the Mets. Next up, going with Zach Nato, aka Sharknado, to hit a home run. He is offered at plus 430 odds at both FanDuel and Bet365, or excuse me, Fanatics, both FanDuel and Fanatics. Ball Prop Pal really likes this one. They have his true odds at plus 363. Now you look at Nato, he has been hitting the ball pretty well. He just came through for us what day was that? Sunday in the 10th inning. That was electric. 9 barrels over the last 14 days is really, really good. 18 hard hits is good. It's not amazing, but it is good. You compare those barrels league-wide, and only one batter has more barrels than him over the last week, and that is Bangaliers. And then he's tied with 2 other guys with 9. So it's a really good run for Nato, and you look at him over the last week as well. Not yesterday, the last week. And it's 5 barrels. And you did just see what I was going to show you next, what he did yesterday, if I was to go to that real quick. 2 hard hits, 2 barrels yesterday. Had a really, really good day at the plate yesterday. He had a double that traveled 365 feet. And then he had another one that was hit to dead center field, a flyout that was 396 feet, but hit the ball very well yesterday for Zach Nato. Now, I will say, the pitcher he's going up against, Hunter Green, is very good. I'll give him that. Hunter Green is a very good pitcher. I don't have anything bad to say about Hunter Green. He's only made 1 start since he came back from injury, so we don't have a ton of data on that. If you look at the entire year for him, the home runs, every 26 at-bats is not terrible. He was worse against lefties, but anybody that throws a fastball almost 60% of the time can get hit up. And it's generally pretty good from a pitch mix. Like, Nato hits the fastball and the slider pretty well. And Nato actually has better splits against righties than he does against lefties. Granted, he's hit lefties pretty well recently, but you see he's got an A grade against the 4-seam fastball and the slider. So I like Nato a lot to hit a home run. We're basically just trying to catch a batter in the middle of a hot streak who hit a home run Sunday, had 2 barrels yesterday, and we'll see what happens today. Next up, Ketel Marte. We're taking him to hit a home run. Priced at plus 500 at Bet365, I think is a little bit crazy. I mean, the 400 and the 420 makes a lot more sense. Ballpark Pal really likes this one as well. They have the true odds on him at plus 381. So Ketel Marte nobody has been more unlucky than him in terms of hitting home runs recently. You look at what he's done at the plate. So he had the day off on Sunday. He hit a rocket after rocket on Friday, rocket after rocket on Saturday, had the day off, and then yesterday had a good day at the plate as well. You look at him yesterday, the Diamondbacks as a team only scored 1 run, but he himself had 2 hard hits, and you look into those hard hits, it was 111 miles an hour off the bat. Just get that launch angle up a little bit more, and it was 102. So both of them were hit above 100 miles an hour. He had 6 barrels and 13 hard hits over the last week, over the last 7 days. It's very, very impressive. You compare those numbers league-wide. Those 6 barrels tied with the league lead with Riley Green. Those hard hits, I think only 1 batter has, 3 batters have more than him. He's tied with the 3rd most alone at 13. So really impressive stuff for Ketel Marte. He is going up against Tanner Bybee, who's not a bad pitcher overall, but he struggles a lot more on the road, which I don't put a ton in the home run splits unless they're as dramatic as they are. And Bybee also struggles more against lefties. You see his numbers, home run every 21 and a half at-bats against lefties. You look at him recently, he has admittedly been better, but he's still, like, his numbers still, the barrel rate is kind of low, but the hard hit rate it's kind of high. The fly ball rate's kind of high. And again, he struggles more on the road. And plus 500 for Ketel Marte with the way he's been hitting. Like, the way he's been hitting the baseball, the home runs are going to come. I promise you the home runs are going to come. Fly ball rate above 50%, pull rate 46%. Like, those are really, really good numbers. He's just been very unlucky not having any of those clear offense. I don't think that is going to continue game over game, so I will gladly take advantage of him at plus 500 odds. He's the 3rd of my 3 favorites. And then the last 2, I'm just going right back to the two players I hit yesterday, Lennon Sosa and Michael Harris II. I'm taking both of them to hit home runs. Part of the reason why I like them is the price. Sosa is plus 650 at Bet365, and Harris is plus 525 at Bet365 as well. So Ballpark Pal really likes Lennon Sosa. They have him as a pretty high positive EV play. Not so much on Michael Harris, but I still like the plus 525. You know who's one of the players with more than 13 hard hits? Michael Harris, who's got 14. Now, so does his teammate Matt Olson, who's been pretty unlucky in the home run department, but Harris had an awesome day at the plate yesterday. Not only did he come through with the home run yesterday, but he also had, if I could find this game, he also had 3 hard hits total. So you look at him, 3 hard hits total, one of them being a home run. That's pretty impressive. The home run he hit was smoked. Michael Harris, it was 100 miles an hour off the bat, 27-degree launch angle, traveled 381 feet. And then the other 2 hard hits, 99 miles an hour and 97. None of those were that impressive, but he's been consistently hitting the ball hard. And the pitcher he's going up against is a dong ball machine to lefties. His last 6 weeks, home run every 11 at-bats to left-handed hitters. I mean, these numbers, granted, he does strike out a lot, so I'll give him credit. But the numbers are not great across the board. You look at this entire year, not just the last 6 weeks, it's a little bit better for him. It's still under the 25 number, but it's not quite as bad. But recently, it's been terrible for Shane Smith. And then Sosa has been fantastic. I mean, he came up on a lot of those league-wide reports. He's got 4 barrels, 9 hard hits over the last week, which is not amazing, but it's definitely good. And then you look at the last 2 weeks, he's one of the batters with 9 barrels, and then he's got 21 hard hits. So kind of similar to Sodto. Over the last 14 days, he was better towards the end of this, but he also had a good day yesterday. He had the hardest hit of the game, 108 miles an hour, and then he had the home run that was 439 feet, 105 miles an hour off the bat. So he's just been fantastic. The pitcher he's going up against, Bryce Elder. Elder was a dong ball guy at the beginning of the year, was a really, really big dong ball guy. Pretty much even against righties and lefties. I will admit that Elder has been better recently, if you look at his last 6 starts, things look pretty good. If you look at his last 2 starts, which maybe it's too small of a sample size, not so good for Bryce Elder. The numbers over his last, not 2 years, I went the last 2 weeks. Not so good for Bryce Elder. He's doing a better job keeping the ball down, but the hard hit rate is still pretty high. The K rate is still pretty low. And then the home run, he hasn't seen a ton of righties, but he did give up a home run to them. Again, this is only a 2-start stretch for him, and he had been better prior to that. So it's kind of like, on the whole year, he looks like a dong ball guy. The last 6 weeks, not so much, but the last 2 weeks, yes. So really nothing that I am scared off of. And Sosa did hit a home run off a lefty yesterday, but generally had been hitting more home runs off of righties. Obviously, we get that matchup for Bryce Elder. And again, plus 650, plus 525. I'll continue to ride these guys as long as we're getting decent prices. And that's all we got. 6 players on Dong Watch for today. Zach Nato, a.k.a. Sharknado, taking him to hit a home run. Lindor, Sodto, Sosa, Michael Harris, and Ketel Marte, with the favorites being Marte, Lindor, and Nato. And that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal. Check out the other, the link to my Tails account in the description of the video. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.